How often have you found yourself in situations where someone's smile seems a little too sharp or their laughter a little too forced? Maybe you've felt it, a sense that they know you're onto them, but instead of backing off, they double down. It's like swimming upstream, only to realize someone's been holding you back the whole time. How many times have you bitten your tongue, forced a smile, or heard, "Relax, it's just a joke," while something inside you snaps? Imagine it like this. Dealing with people who have hidden motives is like wearing shoes 2 sizes too small. It hurts, you try to manage, but in the end, it just doesn't work. Or it's like pouring your trust into a bucket with a hole at the bottom. No matter how much you give, it just leaks out, leaving you empty and questioning your own judgment. Think about those times in your life when you felt that betrayal or deceit, how it shakes your core. We've all been there, and we know the toll it takes on our peace of mind, our happiness, even our sense of self-respect. This isn't just about difficult people. It's about reclaiming your power to stand firm against those who'd manipulate you. Stoic wisdom teaches us that while we can't control how others behave, we can control our reactions. Evil people may try to shake your foundation, but your response is yours to choose. It's a reminder that self-control is the armor that guards our inner peace. Today, we'll uncover the 8 signs that reveal how people behave when they know you see through them. And don't miss the last point. It's one you might not expect, but it could change everything about how you deal with them. If you find these insights valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with more wisdom for your journey. Number 1. Pretend to be the victim. Have you ever felt like someone has invisible strings tied to you, pulling them whenever they want to control your emotions? And there you are, dancing like a puppet, reacting when they want you to be angry, laughing when they think it's time, exhausted from carrying their endless drama. Some people are experts at playing the victim, masters of emotional manipulation. They make you feel responsible for their sadness, their mistakes, even their happiness. But here's the truth. You're not here to play a role in their script, nor to cheer at the end of their performance. Picture this, someone who turns on the tears every time an argument begins. Suddenly, you forget your own feelings, comforting them as if their pain is yours, or someone who keeps telling you that you're never enough, no matter how much you give. The Stoics, the ancient philosophers who understood human nature, warned against this. They taught us to control only what's truly ours, our reactions, our emotions. How do we break free? Spot the behaviors that cross your boundaries. If someone makes you feel guilty for protecting your peace, take a step back. Boundaries aren't to make others comfortable, they're to keep you safe. If someone downplays your achievements or makes you feel like their approval decides your worth, question that relationship. And if anyone tries to tell you that love means sacrificing your peace for their emotional stability, run. The Stoics emphasized that the only power we truly have is over our reactions. Emotional manipulators want the opposite. They want you to feel responsible for things that aren't yours to bear. When you recognize these patterns, you can consciously choose to break free. That, my friend, is the first step to cutting those invisible strings. Remember, every time you feel you're compromising yourself to avoid someone's reaction, pause, ask, is this feeling mine, or is it being put on me? Don't be afraid to set boundaries, even if it's uncomfortable. The discomfort of saying no is far better than the constant shadow of manipulation. The Stoics knew that control over yourself is what truly sets you free. So, cut those strings, not out of selfishness, but because you know your worth. After all, no one should be the main character in your life but you. Number 2, twist your words against you. Sometimes it feels like people have a knack for twisting your words, taking what you've said and turning it into a weapon against you. It's as if they're waiting for the moment you let your guard down, ready to pounce and manipulate your words to fit their narrative. In these moments, you become the villain in a story you never intended to tell, leaving you confused and questioning your own truth. Let's get real. Imagine having a conversation where you express your concerns about a friend's behavior. Instead of taking your feelings into account, they turn your words around, saying things like, "I can't believe you think I'm a bad friend." Suddenly, you find yourself apologizing for simply trying to communicate. Or consider a workplace scenario where you suggest a different approach to a project. They twist your suggestion into a critique, claiming you're undermining their authority. In an instant, you've gone from a team player to a troublemaker. This is where the Stoics offer invaluable wisdom. They taught that people often project their insecurities and fears onto others, and this twisting of words is a clear sign of that manipulation. When someone distorts what you say, it's not about your intentions, it's about their need for control. The Stoics believed in the power of clarity, encouraging us to communicate openly and not let others redefine our narratives. So, how do you protect yourself from this verbal manipulation? First, maintain your own clarity. When you express yourself, be aware of your intentions. Keep your messages simple and direct, and don't allow others to redefine your words. If they twist what you've said, calmly reiterate your original point. "What I meant was" can be a powerful tool to reclaim your narrative. Also, remember to stand firm in your truth. If someone tries to portray you as the bad guy, reflect on your intentions and remind yourself that their interpretation doesn't diminish your integrity. The Stoics would advise that your character is defined by your actions and intentions, not by how others twist your words. At the end of the day, you deserve to be understood for who you truly are, not for the distorted version others create. When you encounter someone trying to twist your words, don't let them dictate your reality. Stand strong in your truth, for that is where your power lies. You are not responsible for how others interpret your words. You are only responsible for speaking your truth with clarity and courage. Number 3. Spread false rumors. Ever had someone spread stories about you that weren't true, painting a picture that doesn't even look like you? It's as if they're playing storyteller, crafting tales where you're the villain, all so they can feel like the hero or the victim. And here you are, blindsided, forced to defend a version of yourself that doesn't even exist. This is a classic tactic. Spread rumors, twist facts, and let you struggle to clean up the mess. They know that once a lie is out there, it sticks like glue, even if there's no truth in it. It's manipulation at its core, designed to make you doubt yourself, isolate you, and keep you guessing. The Stoics would tell us that we can't control what others say, but we can control how much power we give their words. Imagine the peace in that, knowing that, while their words might sting, they don't have to wound. What they say doesn't define you, how you respond does. So, how do you handle it? Start by refusing to play into their game. Don't chase after every rumor. Silence speaks louder than defending against lies. If someone asks you directly, answer with honesty and let your actions do the rest. Remember, your true character will always shine brighter than their shadows. The Stoics advised, focus on what you can control. You can't stop others from talking, but you can stop their words from tearing you down. Those who know you know your truth, and those who don't aren't worth your energy. Every time you hear another rumor, take a breath and remember, their words are just noise. They don't determine who you are. At the end of the day, it's your integrity, your strength, and your ability to rise above the lies that define you. In the end, the only story that truly matters is the one you're living. So, let them talk. They're wasting breath on a story that doesn't belong to them. And that, my friend, is your power, knowing who you are no matter what they say. Number 4, pretend nothing happened. Sometimes it feels like some people have mastered the art of pretending nothing ever happened, as if the hurtful words or actions they directed at you were just a figment of your imagination. They casually brush off your feelings, making you question your own memory and whether you're overreacting. This tactic can leave you feeling confused and gaslit, as if the reality you experienced was simply a mirage. Let's get real. Imagine confronting a friend about something that hurt you deeply. You share your feelings, hoping for understanding, but instead they laugh it off, saying, "Oh, come on, it wasn't that big of a deal." Suddenly you're left feeling small, as if your emotions are invalid and your experiences are exaggerated. Or think about a colleague who undermines your ideas in a meeting, then later acts as if everything is perfectly fine, leaving you second-guessing whether you were truly dismissed or if you just misinterpreted their response. This tactic is a classic form of emotional manipulation designed to keep you off balance. The Stoics would remind us that people often react this way out of their own fear of accountability. By pretending nothing happened, they escape the responsibility of addressing their actions and the impact they have on others. So, how do you deal with this dismissive behavior? First, trust your feelings and your memory. If something hurt you, acknowledge it and give yourself permission to feel that pain. Remember, your emotions are valid, and it's okay to express them. The Stoics taught that recognizing our emotions is the first step toward understanding and mastering them. Next, consider documenting your experiences. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can help you clarify your memories and validate your perspective. When someone brushes off your concerns, refer back to your notes to remind yourself of the truth of your experiences. At the end of the day, don't let anyone make you feel like your feelings are unwarranted. When faced with someone pretending that nothing happened, it's essential to stand firm in your truth. If they refuse to acknowledge your hurt, it may be a sign that they are not the supportive friend or colleague you thought they were. Surround yourself with those who take your feelings seriously and are willing to engage in honest conversations. When you trust your experience and stand firm in your reality, you empower yourself against those who would seek to diminish your voice. Remember, you are not overreacting. You are simply standing up for your truth, and that is something worth fighting for. Number 5. Try to intimidate you. Sometimes it feels like people wield intimidation like a weapon, using fear to keep you silent or compliant. They know how to play on your anxieties, making you feel small and powerless. When faced with this kind of pressure, it's easy to feel cornered, like you're walking on a tightrope, afraid that any misstep could lead to conflict or confrontation. Let's get real. Picture a scenario where a colleague raises their voice during a meeting, not just to express frustration, but to assert control over the room. Their anger isn't just about the issue at hand. It's a tactic designed to silence dissent and intimidate others into submission. Or think of a friend who threatens to end your relationship if you don't comply with their demands, using guilt and fear as tools to keep you in line. In these moments, you're left questioning your voice and your choices, wondering if standing up for yourself is worth the risk. This is where the wisdom of the Stoics shines through. They understood that intimidation often stems from the insecurities of the one wielding it. Rather than allowing fear to dictate your response, the Stoics taught that you have control over how you react to intimidation. Their advice is clear. Maintain your composure and stand firm in your truth. When someone tries to intimidate you, remember that their tactics reveal their weakness, not yours. So how do you reclaim your power in the face of intimidation? First, Recognize intimidation for what it is, a desperate attempt to control you. Stay grounded in your values and beliefs. Understand that you have every right to express yourself and set boundaries. Don't let fear dictate your worth. When confronted with intimidation, take a deep breath and pause. Reflect on what you truly want to say and what values you stand for. The Stoics would advise responding with clarity and courage, not fear. You don't have to engage in a power struggle. Instead, assert your position calmly and confidently. At the end of the day, you are not obligated to shrink yourself for anyone else's comfort. Intimidation is a cheap tactic, often used by those who lack real power. Your peace and dignity are invaluable, and you deserve to stand tall without fear. So, when intimidation knocks at your door, answer it with strength. You are the author of your own story, and no one has the right to silence you. Embrace your voice and let it be heard, for you are worthy of respect and freedom. Number 6. Act extra nice and charming. Sometimes it feels like people can flip a switch, turning on an overwhelming charm that makes you question your own instincts. One moment, they're distant or even critical, and the next, they're showering you with compliments and kindness, trying to disarm you. It's as if they've studied the art of manipulation, using sweetness to confuse you and blur the lines between genuine care and cunning strategy. Let's get real. Imagine someone who, after a heated argument, suddenly becomes the most accommodating person in the room. They're offering to help, sharing sweet words, and making grand gestures that seem to say, "I'm sorry." But beneath that charming facade, doubt creeps in. Are they genuinely remorseful, or is this just a tactic to pull you back into their world? This behavior can leave you second-guessing your feelings and suspicions, thinking, maybe I misread the situation. It's a classic move from the emotional manipulation playbook, designed to keep you on your toes and make you feel guilty for questioning their intentions. The Stoics taught us to see beyond the surface, reminding us that true character is revealed over time. When someone shifts from coldness to warmth, it's essential to pause and assess. Is this change sincere, or are they trying to regain control? Real kindness doesn't come with strings attached. It's steady and unwavering. So, how do you navigate this confusing terrain? First, trust your instincts. If someone's sudden niceness feels forced or calculated, it probably is. Don't be afraid to maintain your boundaries, even if it feels uncomfortable. Setting boundaries is a sign of self-respect, not selfishness. When faced with their charm, take a step back and ask yourself, what do I truly feel? Is this attention genuine or just another tactic? Remember, manipulators thrive on making you doubt yourself. The Stoics would remind us that our true strength lies in recognizing these games and choosing not to play. At the end of the day, you are not here to dance to someone else's tune or to live in the shadows of their charm. You deserve relationships rooted in authenticity, where kindness is genuine, not a tool for manipulation. So, when the charm comes knocking, stand your ground. Know your worth and don't let anyone's sweet words sway you from your truth. Number 7. Try to isolate you. Sometimes it feels like people will go to great lengths to isolate you from those who could offer support, crafting an invisible wall between you and your friends or family. They might spread rumors or lies, manipulating the narrative so that others begin to see you in a negative light. It's a cunning strategy that leaves you feeling alone, vulnerable, and unsure of who to trust. Let's get real. Imagine a situation where you've confided in someone about a personal struggle, and instead of offering support, they take your words and twist them into something sinister. Suddenly, they're telling others that you're unstable or that you can't be trusted. Friends you once felt close to start distancing themselves, not because they want to, but because they've been fed a false narrative. You go from feeling connected to feeling isolated, questioning everything about your relationships. This tactic is one of the oldest forms of emotional manipulation. The goal is simple. By sowing doubt and confusion, they create a sense of dependency. You start to feel like you have no one to turn to, making it easier for them to exert control over you. The Stoics would remind us that this behavior stems from their own fears and insecurities. Those who isolate others often do so to feel powerful themselves. So how do you defend against this isolation tactic? First, stay connected with those who truly know you. Open communication is key. If you notice someone spreading misinformation, don't hesitate to reach out to your friends or loved ones to clarify the truth. Sharing your side of the story is essential, and you owe it to yourself to ensure others see the real you. Also, build a network of support outside of the manipulator's influence. Seek relationships that are based on trust and understanding, where you can express yourself freely without fear of judgment. The Stoics believed in surrounding yourself with wise and virtuous people, those who lift you up rather than tear you down. At the end of the day, remember, you are not alone in this. Those who try to isolate you do so out of their own need for control. Stand strong in your connections and don't let anyone dictate your relationships. When you feel someone trying to cut you off from your support system, take a step back and reclaim your narrative. You are worthy of love and support, and you deserve to be surrounded by people who see you for who you truly are. When you resist isolation, you empower yourself. Reach out, speak your truth, and don't let anyone else write your story. The more connected you remain, the harder it is for manipulation to take root. Number 8. Turn your friends and family against you. Sometimes it feels like certain people are on a mission to turn your friends and family against you, planting seeds of doubt and distrust. They know that by isolating you from your support system, they can gain more control over you. This manipulation is insidious. It's not always loud or overt, but rather a series of subtle hints and half-truths that slowly distort your image in the eyes of those you care about. Let's get real. Picture this. You share a personal struggle with a close friend, trusting them with your vulnerabilities. Instead of offering support, they twist your words, telling others that you're overly dramatic or that you can't handle your emotions. Suddenly, your closest allies start to question you, not because of anything you've done, but because of the poison that's been injected into your relationships. It's a classic tactic designed to make you look like the bad guy in a story you never wanted to be part of. This behavior is not just about personal conflicts. It's a manipulation strategy that can wreak havoc on your mental health. The Stoics recognize the power of relationships and how crucial they are for our well-being. When someone tries to pit others against you, it's essential to remember that their actions are driven by insecurity and a need for control. So, how do you combat this isolating tactic? First, stay aware of the dynamics around you. If you notice a friend or family member suddenly acting distant or unsure, take a step back. Reflect on whether someone may be spreading misinformation. Don't hesitate to address any changes directly with your friends or family. Clear communication can dismantle misunderstandings before they take root. Additionally, build and nurture strong relationships with those who truly know you. Seek out those who have stood by you and strengthen those bonds. The Stoics taught us the importance of surrounding ourselves with people who uplift us rather than drag us down. When you have a solid support system, it becomes harder for manipulative tactics to take hold. At the end of the day, remember that you deserve to be seen and understood for who you truly are, not for the distorted version that someone else creates. When faced with someone trying to turn your loved ones against you, stand firm in your truth. Reach out, clarify your intentions, and ensure your voice is heard. You are not alone in this fight. Your true friends will see through the lies and support you for the person you are. When you maintain your connections and protect your narrative, you empower yourself to rise above the manipulation. Trust in your worth and the strength of your relationships, for they are your shield against those who seek to tear you down.